Hi guys, today I'm going to do my BOUT of Books 14 wrap-up. I had the most successful BOUT of books ever, I believe. It was such a great week. I read 2 books, 3 audiobooks and 2 novellas this week, which is absolutely crazy, especially because novellas and audiobooks also count towards my Goodreads goal. I'm just going to start now and show you what I finished and then 2 other things that I started before BOUT of Books finished. So the first book I finished was the audiobook of Is Everyone Hanging Out Without Me and Other Things by Mindy Kaling. I enjoyed listening to it, but I'm very glad that I did not pick up the physical version and read it by myself, because it was fun to listen to her talk about her life. I had kind of hoped to, I don't know, read more funny bits. The beginning was really cool, but after that I was kind of like, okay. But yeah, I gave it 3 out of 5 stars and I'm still really glad I listened to it. Next I read the second novella in the Shadowhunter Academy series, which is the Last Herondale, and I enjoyed it. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars, so I didn't enjoy it as much as the first novella, but I still really like this series of novella. It's so nice to read more about the characters again and to be back in the Shadowhunter world. Yeah, it's making me realize again how much I love this world and the characters in it. It's really cool. After that I finished Born of Shadow by Sarah Benson. This is a book that I got from the author in exchange for an honest review. So at the end of the week I will upload my review for that. I really enjoyed the book and I gave it 3 out of 5 stars, but that's more of a personal preference. It was just, I really enjoyed the story and the world building and everything, but I couldn't really connect with it or felt very attached, so I couldn't give it more than 3 stars. But I definitely explain more about it in my review, so you can just wait for that. After that I finished the audiobook of Yes Please by Amy Poehler. This, on the other hand, was absolutely amazing. It was so good and the audiobook was beautiful. I am so glad I listened to this on audiobook because she had all these guest stars and when she talked to them they had so much fun together and it kind of felt so free. Like she really just told us the story and didn't only read it to us, and you know, sometimes she had to laugh about things that happened and it was just absolutely beautiful. I can recommend it to basically everyone that is kind of interested in like memoirs that are a bit funny, because I did not know too much about Amy Poehler as well and I just know that I kind of liked her and that she's funny, so I decided to pick it up and I was so surprised that I liked it so very much. And it was not only funny, there were some sad parts as well, but just beautiful. I loved it so much. 5 out of 5 stars. And then I read Schattenspieler by Michael Römling and I devoured this book because it was such a beautiful story. As I said in my TBR, it takes place after the Second World War in Berlin. I thought that it was kind of a middle grade adventure-y story because it says something about some kind of treasure hunt, and I thought that they were going around Berlin and trying to solve riddles and stuff like that, and it was a very adventure-y story, but it was just so much more than I had expected and it was just really beautiful. Sadly, and I already looked it up because I enjoyed it so much, it is not available in English. There's no English translation and I find it really sad because this would definitely be worth it. I just think it's such a beautiful book. But if you're watching this and you are German, then I can highly recommend this book. It's really beautiful inside and out. Next I read the 3rd novella in the Shadowhunter Academy series, which is the Whitechapel Fiend. This was amazing. I really loved it. There was a really cool flashback in it and overall I just really liked the idea that was in this novella. It was just great. I absolutely loved it and yeah, still absolutely in love with this series of novellas and all the characters we get to see. Like there is a lot more characters in it than I had thought there would be. Gave it 5 out of 5 stars. And the last book I finished was the audiobook of Model Misfit by Holly Smale. This is the 2nd book in the Geek Girl series and I enjoyed this book almost as much as the first book. It was really cool to read more about the characters and I've really fallen in love with all of them. It's just that this book was basically a big bunch of problems caused by misunderstandings. I think it's kind of a trope, these misunderstandings, and it's just a bit much when it's in the book like all the time. I still really enjoyed reading about it, but I had just wished that there was more than just these problems because of misunderstandings, because of characters not talking to each other. So I could only give it a 4.5 out of 5 stars, which is still really amazing, but it's just it could have been even more amazing. So these are all of the books that I finished in Bout of Books. I also started the audiobook of How to Be a Woman by Caitlin Moran, which is pretty funny so far. I only got one chapter into it, but I'm interesting to see where it's going. I'm not really sure if it is my thing, but some of the parts were definitely super funny and I laughed out loud at like 4 or 5 parts. So yeah, it is quite cool so far. And I also started oh my god. I also started Anna and the French Kiss. I started this yesterday in bed and I got about 140 pages into it before Bout of Books ended, and yeah, then I finished it that night and read until 3 a.m. so yes. But since I technically did not finish this in Bout of Books, because I technically finished it Monday morning, I will talk about this in my monthly wrap-up and say things about it. I need to calm down first before I talk about it, I think so. Yes, so this is all that I have read in Bout of Books. As I said, I feel incredibly happy about everything that I have read. It's been an amazing week. Oh my god, guys, I cannot wait to do my monthly wrap-up and show you everything that I have read this month because it's crazy. And if you remember what I said in my TBR about how many books I want to read this month, I am already there. I already did it. Okay, but I'm not gonna talk about it today. Just thank you so much for watching my wrap-up. I hope that your Bout of Books has been going very well as well, or just your normal reading week if you did not participate. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye!